But going back to your question about the market right now, what do I think of it? I'll be honest with you, it still works, but the interest rates basically means that we're getting temporarily, whilst we're on these high interest rates, less profit per month.
Yes.
But all it means is we'll just be more picky.
Yeah.
So being super due diligent with, the properties that we're buying.
Yeah.
And just factoring in, when we refinance, it might be on an 8 or 9% rate.
Yes.
Does it still stack up? So that's how I've been doing
the interest rates on the loans that you get at exit point, once the project's finished, now are much higher.
Yeah.
Which means your profit margin's lower.
Yeah.
What do you think will happen with interest rates? Because I'm guessing when you started, you've only seen them just climb up and up recently.
Yeah. So 6 years ago, over the last 6 years, my interest rate's roughly been about 4%.
Okay.
On these HMO deals.
Is the loans from the exit point loans?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exit point loan, 4% interest rate. So say, for example, on a £280,000 valuation, my monthly payment might have been £750, just as an example. But now the rates, a few months ago, there was like 7.99 is what I was paying. So that same 280k valuation on the property, the monthly payment would have been £750 based on 4%, is now 1,400.
Yeah, it's doubled. Just as the rates doubled, your payments have doubled as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So where do you think that's going to go then? What do you think is going to happen in the next few years?
I reckon, my gut, I don't know, I've got no crystal ball, but my gut feeling is telling me that they might come down a little bit more and then go back up to maybe all the way to 10%.
Right.
And then they might come back down. But this is just me guessing. I do not know.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, Sad. I don't know.
Yeah. I think it's interesting when you're starting out, these kind of things don't kind of concern you too much.
Yeah.
As your business grows, they can have a big impact on your business. Like the example you're given, where effectively your monthly payment has jumped from 750 to 1,400, it's like pretty much doubled.
Yeah.
That can make a big dent on someone's business model. I think the way the market's going at the moment, there may still be an increase that will happen in rates, but I think it'll start to steady. When I first got involved in property, and when we used to try and do calculations, where I was taught is, look, just calculate everything at 6% regardless.
Yeah.
Because that's a fairly standard, when you look historically, rates have sort of been around there, although there's been points where rates have been way, way higher. Like, when I was at university, we had the guys I was living with in our HMO students, we'd kind of had a bit of a brainwave. Wonder what our landlord is making in terms of money. All this rent we're paying him, it must be a rich git. Let's work it out. And we were trying to work it out with it. We came up with a conclusion, we should buy a house.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And then we kind of went off looking, and we didn't really know anything about property. And also at that time, the interest rates were like somewhat crazy, like 12% or something.
Did you go to university in Birmingham? Or?
Wolverhampton.
Wolverhampton, okay.
Yeah, and properties, I mean, the house we were living in, at that time, you could probably bought it under 30 grand.
Yeah. Do you ever look back and just regret saying, I didn't buy this one or that one?
Yeah, I don't live in regret. I do look back and think, actually, a different decision could have put us in a different place at that time.
Yeah.
But then I'm also a big believer that, we are where we are because of the decision we make each and every day in our life.
Yeah.
And I'm a big believer that God has a plan for us anyway. So
Definitely.
I'm very accepting of whatever comes.
Same. I'm exactly the same. God's got His plan in His own timing, and I just think it's crazy that I'm sitting here now, because when I started, I was watching your videos. I was watching a few other people online and on YouTube, and I was like, I want to do this. I want to do this. So to say I'm sitting here now is pretty crazy. But I've definitely learned a lot from you, Saj, so thank you.
Appreciate that. You've done amazingly well, which is why, and you've got a really interesting journey and stuff. And I just love the mindset that, someone in their 20s generally doesn't think in this way.
Yeah.
And there's a few people that, I'd say most people I speak to in their 20s don't think in that way. Few do. And sometimes, the way out of that is you surround yourself with people that are thinking that way. And like we were saying earlier, it can be a lonely business. It's about having a supportive environment. Have a supportive environment, which is one of the reasons I started networking events, and I've been running networking for 10 years. This is also my way of surrounding myself with other people that think the same way, that want the same thing.
Exactly.
And you create that environment if it doesn't exist.
Yeah, and it's so good. Like your events, your networking events, they're like, the vibe in the room is really positive and it's good, and they're being real, they're being authentic, but it's just good vibes, so you definitely meet some great people at the event. So can't wait for the next one.
Thank you.
Yeah.
In terms of the market now,
Yeah.
do you think you'll evolve and change strategy, or you think, right, I'm just gonna, this is what I'm doing, I'm carrying on doing this for now?
Always evolving.
Yeah.
Like if I look back on my first initial strategy, it's so much different to what it is now. It's still all around HMOs, but there's always different areas, different purchase price points that we're looking to get. I just bought a property for 82 grand last week. I just got the keys for it, just completed on it. And that was like my cheapest purchase I've ever done so far. So I guess my strategy is kind of changing. That one's going to be a 4-bedroom HMO.
Okay, so still running it as a HMO.
Yeah, 4-bed HMO. Purchase price 82, refurb probably about 20k. So small deal.
But that will cash flow really well.
Yeah, the cash flow on that one's like 1250, so around £1,200 net profit.
Very good.
That's because we've got a provider that's taking it on.
So when you say provider, this is like a social housing?
Social housing.
So they'll run it for social housing. They'll give you a fixed rent.
Yeah.
So they'll effectively rent it from you.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, we're getting $420 per room, and they cover all the bills.
That's good.
My mortgage payment's only around $380.
Yeah.
So yeah, the net profit's like 1250 per month. So
yeah, and you've got no kind of headache management stuff to deal with that because they're taking care of it really for you.
Yeah, but let's see.
Yeah.
We'll see, because I know people have horror stories with different providers.
I'm not a big fan of social housing and stuff. Yeah, we dipped out Tony a little bit. One of my mentees, she set up an organisation to do this, and we set up some properties and gave them to her to run. And I just find it it's hard work. It's not you can't make it work. You know you can, but I just find that actually there's easier ways.
Yeah.
There's easier ways to make money in property.
That's it. But we'll see how that one goes, because I do have other providers. It's going okay now. At the start, it was a little bit rocky because we were struggling to get access to the rooms.
Okay.
Because the young people that was living in there were just like, "You're not coming in my room."
Right.
And like, there was nothing they could have really done. You know, it was very difficult. We tried to like bribe them. They say take them to Alton Towers.
Yeah.
That didn't work.
Okay.
So yeah, it was a bit difficult, but now we've managed to work around it.
Hey, if you've enjoyed watching this clip, first of all, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you watch the full version on this link here on YouTube, or alternatively listen to the audio version on Spotify, which the link is below.